Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Robmotive. Today, we're going to be installing a new cold air intake in the 2025 or 4th gen Toyota Tacoma. What I've got here is an intake from SXTH Element. Now, first of all, full disclosure, this was provided to me, and I'm putting it in to kind of try it and see what it's like in the truck. Because it's very popular on the channel, or on the group rather. Let's go ahead and unbox it, see what we've got. Got the SXTH Element insignia on the top of the packaging here. And inside, let's just start here. We have this cover, which I think is pretty cool, by the way. It is held on by magnets. You might see in the corners and down here on the top. Fits on just like so. Of course, we'll be removing the protective covering, but makes it very simple, I think, to be able to get to the filter if you want to change it. I like this. Next up, we've got the box itself, and it comes with, it looks like the filter pre-installed. This is a dry filter, the only type that SXTH Element offers. So let's go ahead and pull out the box. We've got the feet already installed on the bottom. You can see there are 3 of them down there. Looks like pretty good quality to me. I don't see any issues with anything. Nothing from shipping or anything crazy like that. Little inspection here. Looks pretty good. Now, let's see what's in these boxes. Well, we do have a parts list here. Pretty easy to install, so if you watch this video, you really don't need any other instruction, I guess. And let's see what we've got here. Kind of a unique way of packaging, I guess. We've got a SXTH Element engineering card, I suppose, thanking us for help. And the installation instructions are here on this QR code, which you won't need if you watch me. Now, we've got the tube here, which has the retainer on it for the mass airflow unit. Set that aside. Then we've got the couplings that we need to be able to connect it, up inside the truck. This is going to go down on the inside, if you will, and this is going to go up top here to connect the tube from the filter on down. And that's it, pretty simple. Tools wise, all you need is a flathead screwdriver, a Phillips screwdriver, an 8mm and a 10mm socket along with a ratchet. I prefer an electric one, a right angle ratchet, and then an extension. That should be all that we need. Let me go ahead and get this one out, and we'll start on the install for the SXTH Element cold air intake. All right, we've got the other air intake removed now, and the first thing I'm going to install onto the SXTH Element box are these little nubs, and these may stick inside when you pull the other air box out. They may not. If they do, you need to remove these. There are 3 of them because they're going to go into the feet on the bottom of the box. Now, as far as putting them in, it's really pretty simple. You just kind of push, twist a little, and they fit right in very simply. Not a lot of effort really to put those in, and that's it. After putting the bottom feet on, I'm going to go ahead and sit the box. Again, making sure that the feet that we just put on go over the existing nubs, if you will, that I showed you earlier in the box. So let's go ahead, line this up, and then we just push down, and that will seat the box inside the bay area where it needs to be. Go ahead and remove the mass airflow sensor from the previous tube. You can see here just a couple of screws. I will say too, I did disconnect the battery. I think this is important to do, the negative terminal, so that you don't get any error codes or anything crazy, because you're messing with the mass airflow sensor, right? Anyway, we're going to go ahead, take these 2 Phillips head screws out, gently pull it up and relocate it to the tube that's going to be on the new intake. Okay, we've got the mass airflow sensor removed. This is what it looks like if you've never seen one. And I'm going to go ahead and remove the screws from the spacer actually that's part of the 6th element unit. And the mass airflow sensor is going to point out towards you. Again, I'm being extra gentle with this because the last thing you want to do is damage your mass airflow sensor. Many people can attest to that. Now, you want to just kind of hand tighten this down. You don't want to go so hard that you crack the plastic on the top of the sensor, the bracket part. This, by the way, takes a 3mm Allen key. All right, we've got the hoses on loosely. The clamps are not tight. Pretty simple to do. They fit really well. Now, we need to go ahead and mount the tube. And again, notice how that mass airflow sensor is. It's pointing out towards the front of the truck, not back towards the back of the truck. And that's how you want it, facing towards the front of the truck. Very important that you get that in there properly. Now I'm going to go ahead and push the tube in, both on the bottom, as you can see. Looks like it's going to be a pretty easy fit. The good thing about this is right now the box itself is still floating, so I can manipulate it a little bit if I need to be able to get the right angle to push the hose in, or the tube. All right, we've got the pipe placed. Just make sure you have the clamps loose enough when you're putting the pipe in. It makes it a heck of a lot easier. I didn't even have to manipulate the box here itself. Everything fit in there smoothly once I had the clamps loose enough. You don't want to take them all the way out, but pretty loose so that you can just slide the pipe in. It fit really well. The whole install has been pretty darn simple. Now we're going to take the mass airflow sensor, the bane of everything, and we're going to plug it back in on the top. You really can't mess this up. It only goes one way. There you heard the click. Everything's sitting up there nicely. And then we have the plugs that go in the front. These are a little bit deeper, so you might have to push a little bit harder to get them in. There were 4 in the other intake, so we're just going to put the 2 we're not going to use back in. And to do this, it's pretty simple if you've never used these before. To get them out, you push down. You'll hear a little click, and then they pull right out. To put them back in, you want to pop the center piece by pushing on the bottom there, so that it's just slightly above the outer edge, and then gently push it so it's even with the edge, and that locks it into place. If you push too far, it'll be down, like you can see there, as opposed to flush, and you need to take it out and do it again. All right, lastly, we've got the plugs in. These are going to move around a little bit because they're not holding anything down, but they're not going to come out. They're snapped into place. These, you just have to put a little more force once you get them lined in the hole to snap that top part in. It's not a whole lot, but a little bit more. You're not going to break them. And that's it. So, last thing we have to do is go ahead and take the covering, and I'll probably clean it off so it's nice and clear, on top of the intake. All done. This is the finished product. They do have the nice shiny cover on there. And this is one thing that I really love about this intake, is you can pull that cover off. It's just held on by these magnets, and change the filter. You don't have to mess around with the tubing or basically removing the whole intake to do it. Much better setup, I think. Now, it's time to go out on the road, see what it sounds like, and enjoy it, I guess. All right, this has been a success. I was hoping it would have good sound. I didn't realize it would have great sound like it does. We're going to see going forward, you know, what does it do for fuel economy, that kind of thing. But it's given me something that puts a smile on my face. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. I don't know if anybody else out there has had both, but definitely more sound. And an easier way to change the air filter with the 6th element intake.